Today we're going to be talking about zeros versus factors. Our objectives is that we will be able to write the zeros from the graph of a quadratic. We will write the zeros as factors, and we will write the quadratic equation of a graph from the zeros. So first, looking at the graph below, what are the zeros? Remember, zeros are the same as x-intercepts. So the zeros would be 2, 0 and 4, 0. Factors are numbers or expressions that can be multiplied together to get another number or expression. So 2 times 3 equals 6, so therefore 2 and 3 are factors of 6. So if you had x plus 1 and x plus 2, if you multiplied those together, you would get x squared plus 3x plus 2. Therefore, x plus 1 and x plus 2 are the factors of x squared plus 3x plus 2. How can we use the zeros to change them into factors? Well, these are both x values, so if you say x equals 2 and x equals 4, we want to rewrite these as equations that equal 0. So to make the right-hand side 0, I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides. X minus 2 aren't like terms, so I'm going to just write x minus 2. 2 minus 2 equals 0. Similarly, I'm going to subtract the 4. X minus 4 equals 0. So my factors would be x minus 2 and x minus 4. How can we use the factors to write the equation where ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0? Take x, our factors, so x minus 2 and x minus 4, set it equal to 0, and I'm going to double distribute this. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. Bring down the equal 0. And then I'm going to combine my like terms. So x squared minus 6x plus 8 equals 0. That's my equation. So let's try it again. All three things for example number 2. Find my zeros. So negative 1, 0, and negative 3, 0. I have x equals negative 1 and x equals negative 3. Add 1 to both sides. I get a factor of x plus 1. Add 3 to both sides. Get a factor of x plus 3. For my equation, x plus 1 times x plus 3 equals 0. X times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. 1 times x is 1x. 1 times 3 is 3. Bring down the equal 0. And then combine my like terms in the middle. So x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals 0. So here we're given the zeros or the roots. We're going to write them as factors, then we're going to write the equation. So if I have x equals 1/2 and x equals 3. Now in our factors, we're not going to have fractions. So to get rid of this fraction, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. The 2's will cancel out. And I'll have 2x equals 1. And then I can subtract 1 like I did on the previous problem. So 2x minus 1 equals 0. And then subtract 3, x minus 3 equals 0. So my factors are 2x minus 1 and x minus 3. To get the equation, take 2x minus 1 times x minus 3, set it equal to 0, and double distribute. So 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. Negative 1 times x minus 1x. Negative 1 times negative 3 is plus 3. And then combine my like terms in the middle. So my equation would be 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 equals 0. So here's my factors. And here's my equation. All right, let's try it again. We get another fraction one. X equals negative 5 over 4, and x equals 2. So we're going to multiply both sides by 4 to get rid of our fraction. Well, 4x equals negative 5. Add the 5 on both sides. 4x plus 5 equals 0. And this one, subtract 2. Subtract 2. X minus 2 equals 0. So the factors are 4x plus 5 and x minus 2. We're going to multiply them and set them equal to 0 to get our equation. So 4x times x, 4x squared, 4x times negative 2 minus 8x, 5 times x plus 5x, 5x times negative 2 is minus 10. So my equation would be 4x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. So I've got my equation, and I've got my factors. All right, last example has two fractions, but they've given us the equations already. So I'm going to multiply by 2 here. Those will cancel. I get 2x equals negative 3. Add the 3. 2x plus 3 equals 0. Over here, I'm going to multiply by 3 and multiply by 3. Those will cancel. Get 3x equals 1. Subtract the 1. 3x minus 1 equals 0. Ooh. So the factors are 2x plus 3, 3x minus 1, 2x plus 3 times 3x minus 1 equals 0. And then we're going to double distribute for this equation. So 2x times 3x is 6x squared. 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. 3 times 3x is plus 9x. And 3 times negative 1 is minus 3. Bring down the equal 0. And my equation will be 6x squared plus 7x minus 3 equals 0. That's all for today. Fill in your summary, and I'll see you in class.